evening and a warm welcome. You're watching Knowledge Plus, a knowledge sharing session with educators presented by Education Today and powered by Education News Network. Today on our show, we have an eminent personality from the education fraternity, Mr. S.C. Arora. Mr. S.C. Arora completed his early education in Punjab. He did his BA Honours in Mathematics and post-graduation in Mathematics from Punjab University, Chandigarh. He then taught at RIMC and Sainik School, Punjab, after which he went to England to teach for 3 years and also got his postgraduate degree in education from the University of Bristol. He then worked at Lawrence School, Himachal Pradesh, after which he went to Kabul in Afghanistan to work as a principal of India International School. He then returned to India after 7 years and joined APJ School, Noida, as a principal for 20 years and then became the director of APJ Schools. He then joined Lotus Valley International School in Noida, where he worked for 12 years. And he's currently the vice chairman of LPS Global School, Noida. So he has a total of 58 years of experience in education and is a winner of the Indira Gandhi Sambhavna Award, Lifetime Achievement Award, and Educationist of the Year. He has also authored 9 books. And many of us as educators must have watched the movie Tare Zameen Par. So Mr. S.C. Arora is the father of Tiska Chopra, the renowned Bollywood actress who starred in the movie. We have invited a few more educators to join us in this session. We have Ms. Purnima Prabhakar, who is the chairperson and founder of Giggles Preschool, Bangalore, and Ms. Aisha Singh, the founder director of Creative Kids, Bangalore. We also have a few educators from remote areas joining us. We have Ms. Vani Gopal, principal of St. Philomena's Public School, Bangalore, Ms. Anita A. from St. Philomena's Public School, Bangalore, and Ms. Shubhangi Chandelier from CMCL Vidya Bharati School, Meghalaya.
Let me begin with this by saying, when I am in the company of educationists, I feel that I am in heaven. So for the next an hour or so, I will be in heaven. Friends, I do not claim to be wiser than you or more knowledgeable than you or a philosopher or a thinker. The only thing I am going to do now is share my knowledge which I have gleaned over a period of about 58 years as a teacher, as a principal, as a vice chairman, and attended many conferences, lectures, seminars, delivered lectures. So all this experience put together, I am going to share with you. Then I begin with a question to you. And that question is here on the screen. Why did you join the teaching profession? So I'll pause for a minute while you think of the answer, and I would like to listen to that answer. Yes, please, your response. Why did you join the teaching profession? Anybody?
My teacher inspired me, sir. As well as I think it is my passion. And I love to be with kids.
Yes.
And I want to share my knowledge. So
good, very good. I'm so happy to learn that you are happy in the company of children. Very good.
yes, sir, sure.
Anyone else?
I'm also joined the teaching just because I feel I'm passionate for this field. And once I saw from Gujarat to Meghalaya, different countryside, and the student really lack of resources of good teacher, and that inspired me to become a teacher, and it actually helped these kids.
All right. My answer to this is why I joined the teaching profession. First, I felt that I could touch the lives of children. Then, I felt, and I have not been proved wrong, I have been proved right. I have enjoyed throughout my career the respect for children and colleagues. I joined the teaching profession for the reason of the heart. My heart wanted to do that. I felt that I could shape mankind and I could ignite a spark in each of my students. I joined for the reason of expanding their minds and enlarging their souls. To me, if you remember, there was a movie, तुझ में रब दिखता है. To me, I see God in every child. There was a beautiful song, तुझ में रब दिखता है. तो मेरे को बच्चों में रब, that is पंजाबी में रब, God. बच्चों में God दिखता है. That is the reason why I joined the teaching profession. Friends, my next question to you is, what does your workplace give you? Please your responses.
Can we have Ms. Aisha reply to that?
Your workplace give you?
So for me, my workplace gives me satisfaction.
Louder, louder please.
The workplace gives me satisfaction.
Satisfaction, very good.
For me, my workplace gives happiness.
Happiness. Next, anyone else?
We forget everything and I enjoy being in the school.
Very good, yes. This is a very good answer. Next.
So it makes my everyday very productive, and at the end of the day, I feel I did something really good and touched someone's life.
Excellent. I am so happy to hear these responses. What does our workplace give us? Number one, which nobody has mentioned, the paycheck. Okay? Number two, somebody mentioned job satisfaction. Number three, self-satisfaction. Number four, professional status. Next, social position. It gives us an identity. It gives us, provides us self-esteem, sense of worth, keeps us away from loneliness and boredom. It is an occupational therapy. Brain and body, they remain honed up. They remain shining because we are using them. Anything which we use, do not use, deteriorates. So since we are using both the body and the brain, it remains in a quite spotless condition. Then we get love and respect from children and their parents. These are the things which I get from my workplace, which I have got all through my career of 58 years. Friends, we go to the third slide, please. Next slide. Teacher's job is dreadfully difficult. Even then, I'm so happy that people who are the audience, they gave very good responses. When you are in the class, you are bound to observe silly actions of children. There will be side glances among children. There will be pretending to fall. I have seen children pretend that they are falling from the seat just to have a little fun. Paper balls flying in the classroom. Passing of slips. Have you ever noticed?
Yeah.
Passing of slips also. Paper planes, aeroplanes. 140 to 150 copies to check every day. Paper setting, evaluating, marking the ticks. In some schools, money collection. Other things which you can notice, I don't know whether it is in your experience or not, but by mistake some children bring some noisy toys, they press it and the sound comes. So it's a dreadfully difficult job. But I am happy that all these people who have responded, still they have joined the teaching profession. Next slide, please. Yet, friends, I would say, at least my experience, it's a privilege to be a teacher. You know, an architect will make a few buildings and he's satisfied. 1 building, 2 buildings, 10 buildings, 20 buildings. Engineer, a road or a flyover, doctor will cure 200, 300, 500 patients. What does a teacher do? Teacher touches it eternally. Thousands of people pass through our hands. So it's a privilege to be a teacher, to be able to shape mankind. Therefore, friends, at least I have been extremely happy to be a teacher all through my life. And when I became the principal, not only I was able to touch the life of children, but I was able to influence some of my colleagues, teachers, and they went on to become themselves principals. No nation, why I am saying that it's a privilege to be a teacher, no nation can rise above the level of the teacher. Whatever is the level of the teacher, a nation will rise only up to that level, no more. You know, in England, there were some schools like Eton and Harrow, Rugby, Manchester Grammar. The products of those schools went on to become the prime ministers of the country. In India also, Doon School, Lawrence School, Smart, New College and Bay, they have produced great people. Rajiv Gandhi was a product of Doon School. So people have risen very high from some of the schools and they have risen high because of the teachers only, excellent and good teachers who were committed teachers. If by chance you are not a teacher by choice, then friends, you go back with a headache, and with a headache at home, you are irritated, the whole family gets irritated. So, therefore, if you are happy, if you are satisfied in the company of children, you will go back home happy and make your family also happy. Therefore, I say it is a privilege to be a teacher. Next slide, please. Are you a teacher by choice or you have strayed into the profession? Your responses, please.
Teacher by choice.
Profession, sir. It is a profession, sir. It's not a choice.
Pardon?
It's a profession, sir. It's not a choice.
You
It is my
answered?
passion.
Passion. Yes, very good.
Yes, sir, I joined because of my passion, sir. I joined because of my passion.
Okay. Who else?
Because I love children, sir. I like teaching and I want to be with children.
Yes,
So I selected this profession.
very good.
I chose this profession for out of choice only. I had a lot of choices to opt for. I could have worked in an MNC, I could have done something else, but still I opted to become a teacher, and I started with my own preschool. So yes, teacher is by my choice.
And I would like to mention, I dropped my job. I already had a job in Reliance Capital Limited. I worked for 4 years, but I didn't find that kind of satisfaction what I feel after in my teaching. That's why I left that corporate world and joined this teaching fraternity.
I am so happy to hear this response. Very, very good. Excellent. Friends, I don't know whether you have ever realized teachers' job, the position teachers have, is an exalted position. When the mother starts teaching the child or the father, and there is a difference in what the teacher has taught and the mother or the father is teaching, do you know what the child says? The child says, Mama, you don't know. My teacher said this. And therefore the teacher is right, Mama or the dad, they are wrong. That's the exalted position. Children think that the teacher is next to God. We have an exalted position in the teaching profession. Friends, once the survey was conducted, next slide please. Next slide. Once a survey was conducted by the Times of India, it was about 10 years back, and let me share with you the findings of the Times of India survey. The survey said that teachers were the fourth worthiest profession in the country. Fourth worthiest profession. Second most honest profession. Third finding, contributes the most to society. Not so high paid. And the last point they covered was the least corrupt profession. So this is what the survey said, and they placed teacher at a very, very high position in society. Friends, all of you know, I don't have to tell you, but as just in passing reference, I will mention the etymology of Guru. All of you know that Gu means darkness, G-U, and Ru means to dispel. So a teacher means a person who dispels the darkness, takes from ignorance to enlightenment. I would like to point out to the audience here, friends, teacher sometimes was called Acharya. Acharya only gives shiksha. But according to me, teacher is not a Acharya. Teacher is a guru who removes ignorance and takes the child towards enlightenment. What does that mean? It means makes the child fully aware of right and wrong, gives direction to the evolving soul, which is the direction to go to. That is the meaning of Guru, and that is what I consider an ideal or an inspired teacher, the topic I am talking about. An inspired teacher gives direction to the child, to his heart, to his mind and to his soul. It's a very great responsibility. Friends, let me point out to you, we are gurus, and now take the case of the student in Hindi, Vidyarthi. What is the meaning? Next slide, please. Meaning of Vidyarthi. Vidya is knowledge and Arthi is seeker. So here is a deadly combination that Guru is ready to provide knowledge and student, the Vidyarthi, is seeking for knowledge. So here is one is providing, the other is willing to receive. So it's a deadly combination. It's a beautiful profession that somebody is wanting and you are wanting to give and you give. It's a great pleasure to guide the child, to give us knowledge, to impart knowledge. This takes me to the next point, friends, which is very, very important. Take the example of a big stone, and stone is lying by the roadside. People come and go, nobody even looks at the stone. But a sculptor comes, he picks up the stone and begins to chisel it. Even then nobody notices. But when he has chiseled quite a bit, the stone begins to take shape. And when the sculptor has chiseled it completely and rubbed it nicely, it has taken the shape of some god, Shiva, Ram, Lakshman, Krishna, some icon of Indian mythology. Then people stop and look at that sculpture. Then what happens? Then this sculpture is taken with great fanfare and is taken to a temple and installed there. Then what happens? The stone has taken the position in the temple, and now people come and pay their obeisance, prostrate before this statue or icon or image of God. Do you agree, friends?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Same is the case of a teacher. When you are not a teacher, nobody will look at you, unless we happen to be very beautiful or something. Otherwise, if we are normal, nobody will look at us. You go to a mall, you are on the road or somewhere. But as soon as you go to a school and become a teacher, you have become a god, you are venerated now. So I use the word that you have been now, when you become a teacher, you have been installed. You are ready to bless the children as some God will bless us in the temple. We go for blessings. Similarly, children come to school to get knowledge from you and to get blessings from us. So that is our tradition, friends, in India. Next slide, please. Our tradition, all of you know, I have not to tell you ashrams of your old times ashrams. Lord Rama received his education from Guru Vashisht and Vishwamitra. Lord Krishna, Sandip Kaning. Yes. Am I right, please?
Sir.
Yes,
Am I right? These are the Guru?
Absolutely, sir.
Yes. Yes. Even Rajas and Maharajas of old times, they used to have Rajguru. They would not take a decision without consulting the Guru, Rajguru. Very rarely they did it, but otherwise they consulted. If it was morally right, they took the decision. So teacher has been venerated in the Indian culture almost next to God. Let me give you one practical example, friends. There was a teacher in Doon School, Dehradun. His name was Mr. Dean Jar. He became the principal of RIMC, Rashtriya Indian Military College, where I started my career. When Mr. Rajiv Gandhi became the Prime Minister, he invited Mr. Dean Dayal because Dean Dayal taught him in Doon School. When he went to meet him, the Prime Minister, Rajiv Gandhi, stood up, touched his feet, and then went back to his seat. That is the respect which Indian society has been giving. And this is a practical example. I have met both the people, the Indians as well as the Gandhi. That is the respect that the teachers have been enjoying. And let me, friends, mention to you, there has not been a single occasion in my 58 years of service where I have not enjoyed the respect of children and their parents. And I don't know, but I think you will believe when I tell you, about 70% of the parents also come and touch my feet. So this is the respect a teacher enjoys in Indian society. In passing reference, I would like to mention, friends, Sukhbir Singh Badal. Do you know who he is?
Yes, sir.
Who is he?
Sukhbir Singh Badal, sir, it's a Punjab Akali Dal leader.
Yes. Chief of the Shomni Akali Dal.
Yes.
And he was the Deputy Chief Minister also of Punjab. He was my student. I taught him. I was his house master also. Then, Sanjay Dutt, I hope all of you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He was my student at the Lawrence School, Nowat in Himachal. Maneka Gandhi, heard of her name?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sanjay Gandhi's wife. Sanjay Gandhi's wife.
Sanjay Gandhi's wife, and a minister now.
Yes, sir.
She was also my student. Then, the famous actor Manish Kaur. Have you heard his name?
Yes, sir. The recent one of the best anchors.
Anchor Manish Kaur of this Saregama and the dance channel. He was my student. Nidhi Razdan, have you heard of? NDTV news reader.
Yeah, sir. Nidhi Razdan. Yeah.
But Nidhi Razdan, she was the head girl of my school, APJ school in Delhi. So these are some of the names and friends. My work in life has never stopped. Whatever work I wanted to do has been done, and I think your experience also as teachers, when your some income tax case is held up, or some other thing, you go to a doctor. Would you believe, friends, if I tell you, I have never paid any fee to any doctor yet in my life, though I have consulted them. Because as soon as I tell them that I am a teacher or a principal, they say, sir, aapse fees nahi lenge. I don't know what your experience is, but my experience is this.
No, sir, I want to share with you. I have one experience such like this. Sir, I used to teach in Gujarat, Sydney, that is Jui Chawla plant. My husband is in cement industry, and there I used to teach nearby villages students. It's Viraval near Somnath. And these villagers students have that Mandavi, if you know, the basic products of that Somnath nearby towns, we used to call it groundnut. And it's a very export one quality. And these students used to give me 10 kgs, 20 kgs free of cost. I said, Beta, I can't eat too much. We have only two people in my house. Don't no need to give it to me. But they as a token of respect, and they just give me 20, 30 kgs every week. You can't imagine. I just distribute like anything to my nearby people. So yes, students give such kind of respect.
Yes. I'll give you one more instance from my own life again. I was working at a famous public school called the Lawrence School, Sunawar near Kasoli, in 68 to 74, about 7 years. During that time, there was a great shortage of vanaspati ghee. Great shortage. And there was one group in Ludhiana, Oswald Group. He came to, the owner of that industry came to Snar to see his son. And by chance he heard that there was a shortage of vanaspati ghee with the teachers. Teachers were having difficulty. Without saying anything, without telling nothing, he went back to Ludhiana and sent a truckload of 5 kg pills, one for each teacher, free of cost.
Wow.
So that is the respect they give to teachers. So he did not charge even a single rupee. Then we proceed further. What I am trying to tell you is that we as teachers, how much respect and what position we hold in society, and we can mold the society. That's what I am trying to say. An inspired teacher can always do that, and many teachers have been done. There have been great teachers. Dr. Radhakrishnan, Dr. Zakir Hussain, they were great teachers. Now, if you look at the Hindu iconography, do you know the meaning of iconography? Iconography means study of images of gods and all. Hindu iconography. Some of you will know more about Hindu mythology than I do. But there is supposed to be a three-headed god by the name of Dattatreya. Have you heard the name of Dattatreya?
Yes, sir, Dattatreya. There's a temple in Kutch, renowned Kutch, Dattatreya temple.
Yes. Now, Dattatreya is a composite figure embodying the powers of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. He was the son of Saint Atri and Ansuya. Kindly go to the net later after I finish my talk. And
Saptarishi, sir.
Huh?
Saptarishi.
Okay, let me tell you. Atri and Ansuya. He was the greatest, he is supposed to be the greatest teacher par excellence. Seekers of truth, go to Dattatreya, have been going, and they ask for his blessing. And he is the one who gave the secret of life to Parshuram. And friends, since he is considered a teacher par excellence, where I have been the principal of about 4 or 5 schools in my life, I have named the staff room as Dattatreya Vas. That means those the teachers who sit there, they are equivalent to Dattatreya. They should have the qualities of Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. Dattatrayavas. I have called the staff room. That is there. They have to live up to. The teacher will sit in the staff room. Dear audience, you know, we have a tremendous potential. Every human being has tremendous potential. I would like you to put your hand on your heart. Please do that for a second. Put your hand on your heart. Okay. Good. Now tell me, do you use or have you used your full potential? Put your hand down. Put your hand down now. Now tell me, have you used your full potential in teaching children?
Yes.
100%.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Then I would say that these teachers who are attending this webinar, they are outstanding. I compliment them all.
Thank you, sir.
Because I know teachers who do not put even their 10%, 15% of their total potential. Do you know in Punjab, Haryana, Western UP, in remote villages, teachers do not even go to the school, or they go in the morning, mark themselves present, and then go and do their work for the whole day? There have been cases
Yes,
of
sir.
this and draw their own salary.
From Gujarat to Meghalaya, I have, it's my privilege, I feel that I have, being a metro guy, I have my studies from Delhi, but from 2010 till now, I have been going from countryside. And वहाँ पर जब मैं जाके देखती हूँ ना, the quote we used to say, and our government say, पढ़ेगा India, तभी तो बढ़ेगा India. But what about the ground reality? That is pathetic. That is pathetic.
It is pathetic, yes. You should read my article in the last issue on new education policy in Education Today. I wrote an article. You read that in the last issue, please. Okay? I have mentioned about this government schools in that. Private schools are different because there is constant supervision and there is accountability.
And then moreover, I would like to add one point. It's a real experience of mine. It's not about the school. Even the teachers who are teaching at the coaching now, they are just noting that innocent people, farmers who have a small ganna shop only, and they people are ready to spend like 15, 20,000, 25,000 rupees for their kids. They don't have money issues, but they have issue of good resource in the form of a good teacher.
Yes, it's a sad commentary on some sections of teaching community. Sad commentary. But that's why I'm talking that they should realize their responsibility, that so much respect is given to teachers, but they in turn do not act responsibly. They should. Okay, friends, I was talking about tremendous potential. Actually, you are already converts to this, that you are using your full potential, but this particular point is directly towards those who are not putting their full potential. Everything for the best possible effect has to be confined and focused. For example, dams. The water accumulated on one side of the dam is collected and then passed through tunnels. It is focused, then it runs the turbines. A cooler at home, the whole air is compressed and passed over the water into the room. Again it is focused. Steam engine. The steam is passed through a small nozzle and then the wheel moves. So even a jet plane, it sucks the air and throws the air through a very small hole and it is propelled further. So everything has to be focused, and when I was saying that I am directing this word, this particular point towards those who are not responsible, They are not directing their power, their energy, their total potential in toward teaching. And what happens to them? Listen to these, please carefully. Unused potential decays. Unused talent diminishes. Unused money devalues. Unused time dies. What is not used is abused. Use it or you will lose it. Therefore, friends, awaken the dormant potential within you as teachers. This is the important. The next point it brings me to, next slide please. Next slide. Next. Let's talk about all this. Next. Friends, you can recall, I have given the example the whole time. But then the time came when we came under the British rule. You have heard the name of Macaulay?
Yes, sir. Macaulay तो पर उनकी पद्धति ने तो सर बहुत चेंज कर दिया है।
उसने एक मीटिंग बुलाई,
क्लैरिकल बना दिया हम सबों को। सर मैकेले की पद्धति ने तो भारत को केवल क्लर्क बना के छोड़ दिया है, जबकि हम ऐसे लोग थे जिन्होंने वेदों को दिया है, उपनिषदों को दिया है।
Yes. So बेटे, I am going to talk about that only. You seem to be a very well informed teacher.
Thank you, sir.
It was in 1800 something. He passed the order telling his officers around that give such education that these children, these Indians become clerks. They should know English but not be able to think for themselves. They are, so this education has been going on till we became independent. But now, friends, what has happened? We are independent, we are free citizens now. We enjoy a higher status now. And with higher status, there is a higher responsibility also. With this, friends, next slide please. Next slide. Next slide. Next. Yes. Stop here. Friends, let's not become mercenaries. Who are mercenaries? Who are mercenaries? Those who work, any kind of work, only for money. I give you examples. Jihadis, they fight for money in Afghanistan, in Kashmir. They have been sent by Pakistan. They fight for money. Pakistan gives them money to fight, to kill people. They have no loyalty to principles, no higher values, no noble cause. They just, whatever has been asked, they do that, any nefarious activity, and in return for money. But friends, let the teachers not become mercenaries. We are not mercenaries. When you enter the class, what do you think you should be doing? What are your thoughts when you enter a class? What are your thoughts?
To create such a joyful environment for then start whatever lecture or whatever we want to transform into kids.
Good. Anyone else, please?
Sir, I feel that my students will be waiting to get something from me. So I have to give them something. What I have brought, the knowledge.
Who is speaking?
Sir, I'm Malika Francis. I'm Malika.
Okay. And
As soon as I enter into the classroom, I look at the students' face. I will be feeling that the students students are eagerly waiting to get something from me. So what I brought, 100% I have to give to them. Then I will give them that idea.
Very good. Now I give you my response. When I enter the class, what are my ideas? I silently ask myself, what am I supposed to do? Who are these children sitting in front of me? What am I to do with them? The answer then automatically comes to me. And what is the answer? I am here to communicate the best of knowledge, develop principled people, and inspire these children to become responsible citizens. I feel that I have to touch their lives. I feel that I have to generate aspirations in them. I feel that I have to give them direction. I feel that I have to show them the path so that they become responsible citizens of this great country. This is when I enter every day in the class. By the way, I still go and teach. Even as a vice chairman, I still take one lesson a day of class 10 and I teach the mathematics. Okay, friends. So this is when we enter the class, this is what we should be reading. Teachers, I have seen with my experience, teachers don't feel all these things. They have to change their attitude. They have to align themselves with the new responsibility of free India. They should think, what are we teaching? How are we teaching? How do we teach? What do we teach? Then most importantly, who is the self? Who I am teaching and who am I? What am I? My personality, the teacher's personality, every second impinges on the personality of the child. I don't know how many of you have actually applied your mind and thought. A lady teacher who goes to the class and teaches whatever subject, it's not only that subject which the child is learning. The child is learning how to tie the sari also, how the teacher has tied the sari. Right? Where the teacher has put the bindi, how the teacher has made the jura, what footwear the teacher is wearing, what language is the teacher teaching, is the teacher coming late to the class, is the teacher fake or genuine, all these things are being observed.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
100%.
Without our knowing, friends, I share with you a personal experience which happened long time ago. I used to have two coats of corduroy, one green and one brown. And in nice weather, and it was neither too hot nor too cold, I used to wear green on one day, brown on one day, like this for about 15-20 days. When the weather became chilly, then I came to do so. But when I was teaching, KG children used to play outside. In my period when I was teaching on the ground floor, without my knowing, they were observing me. And it so happened that on 2 continuous days, I wore the green coat. The second day when I wore the green coat, the KG child came to me, "Sir, aaj aap phir wohi coat daal ke aa gaye?" See the observation of the child. He knew that I was changing alternate days, but when 2 days together, how they observe, it's not only the teaching which we are doing, it is something else we are passing on without our knowing it. So we have to be on our guard. I would say 24 hours. Why we are sleeping also? Even then we have to be on our guard because children are observing. I was talking about the attitude. I will illustrate this with the example. There were 3 laborers making a building. I'm talking about attitude now. How the same thing, but attitude changing. 3 laborers are making a building, and a visitor came, happened to pass by, and the visitor asked one of the laborers, "What are you doing?" He said, "I am carrying bricks." Very good, you were carrying bricks, no doubt. He asked another laborer, "What are you doing?" He said, "I am earning my livelihood." Okay? Then he asked the third laborer, "What are you doing?" He said, "I am helping in making a beautiful mansion, beautiful building." Have you noticed the difference? Same work is being done, but 3 different answers because this is the difference in attitude. कोई बढ़ा के चला जाएगा, कोई उनकी सोल को टच करके चला जाएगा, कोई उनकी लाइफ बना के चला जाएगा. Depends on the attitude of the teacher. Am I right? Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So let's keep that in mind. कि हमने कौन सा एटीट्यूड अडॉप्ट करना है. Are we making a responsible thinking persons of the society? Next slide, please. I have done this attitude, 3 laborers. No, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, please. Go back. Yes. Friends, do you know what every teacher expects from a child? Anybody please? What are the expectations please?
So whatever the knowledge given to them, but they must convert it into wisdom that I feel and I expect from my students.
Yes.
I can pass only knowledge, wisdom is there only.
Yes. What else please? Anybody? Anybody else?
Not only knowledge, sir. I expect from them good morals.
Good.
Morals and good values from them, apart from academics also.
Yes.
And I want to be a good student, overall good student.
Alright.
I expect from my students.
This is what I expected that you will say, and I will also say, but now listen to me. The teacher expects that child should be very good in studies, academics we mentioned, very good in sports, very good in debates, very good at quiz, an excellent artist, very good at music, and number of things we will say that we expect from the child. In fact, our expectation is that the student should be a designer student. This is our expectation, every child should become like this. But have we ever stopped and thought, what do the children expect from us? From the teacher? Friends, I conducted a research of this. There were 3,000 students in my school, and I asked each child to write who is a great teacher. What do they expect from the teacher? What would they call a great teacher? And friends, it will come on the screen. some of the selected responses. Kindly show the next. A great teacher is, are you able to read or can I read?
Sir, please read, sir.
Please read, sir. We are not
able to. Okay. These are 5, 6 responses I am reading. A great teacher is who tells stories as examples while teaching. I like a lenient teacher because I feel more comfortable with her. I also like teachers who are humorous and tell jokes. A class 5 student wrote this. Next response. I would like to have a teacher who would always explain properly, would give us less homework. While we studied, she would explain, she would plan some activity. When we go for trips, she would be the first one to say, I would like to go with you. Next response. I would like to have a teacher who is able to see the specialty or the dream of each child and make it come true. Next response. I would like to have a teacher who can understand the person inside me. Good, very nice. Class 10 child wrote this. It does not matter if the teacher is pretty or ugly, tall or short, but what really matters is that whether that teacher has helped children in making their lives better. This was class 7 response. Next response. A teacher who has all the patience in the world. That child would like to have that teacher. Class 5. Next. A teacher who is like a gardener and provides support but allows us to grow. Class 7 response. Next. Teachers need to connect with students, be smart and knowledgeable. On the other hand, they need to keep abreast with the latest developments in their subjects. Students are demanding and have other avenues to access information. Teachers need to constantly read up and provide additional information. Class 9 students. Response. One or two more I will read. For teachers, listening is as important as speaking. If a teacher is patient, she can teach all kinds of students. A patient teacher will be more accepting if a student gets into trouble or has a problem in learning. Class 10 students. Managing pupils makes teachers smart. It's only when she is so that she should be smart. Will she be approachable enough to interact with students and solve their doubts? Education will never evolve and children will never bring the ideas if teacher cannot enthuse them to study. Class 9 students. These are the responsive friends of children. What their expectation is from the teachers. We said the teachers want a designer student. The student also wants a designer teacher. Yes. So
Can I share one thing, sir? Like in this.
Share not one thing, you can share 10 things.
Sir, actually in this pandemic now, one survey I do in a Google form to my school students, we just gave one a question to the students. At what time in your whole day you feel best? Take yourself and when there is a normal school is going and everything. And there is lots of options given to them in your living room while watching TV, in your classroom, and and there is one option is that while traveling from school to house, that that road or that type. Basically, and most of the students point that option that while traveling from house to school, this is the most happiest moment for us because nobody tells to stop us to talk. Because at home, at class, and everywhere, everyone says, don't talk, stop, stop. But that is the place where no one stops us for doing anything. So it gives us most happiness. So such kind of answers definitely sometimes give lots of thinking and lots of inspiration how we have to act as a teacher.
With in this connection with what we have said, let me mention all through their school time and at home, parents and teachers keep telling keep quiet. And the trouble is when they go inside, they have to talk, they have to convince people, they have to do so many things, they have to conduct meetings, they have to speak. We are asking them to stop talking, but they are supposed to speak in life. So therefore, in our teaching, we should encourage them to speak, think, ask silly questions also, any kind of thing. That is real education. Okay.
And one more thing, we should not and then one more thing, we should not label kids. One activity I did with my students, the most dull student, I give a label of Aishwarya Rai in her forehead, and one of the most intelligent one give a label of Lalu Prasad Yadav, and ask other students, you don't tell them what the label he or she got, and you just act with him or her as Aishwarya Rai or as Lalu Prasad Yadav. And within a half an hour span, the dull girl of a class who really don't want to speak, very much shy, and she just flaunt like anything because everyone say you are so beautiful, you are so awesome, and you are just walking like anything. And the person who is the most intelligent guy of the class, he just wants to get out of the class and said, I'm not going to play it because everyone tells me now you are a charu, like chara ghotala, and you go out of the back. So we should remember we used to label our kids. Even I also do as a mother sometimes, and that thing really it's stuck in my mind. No, I am not going to label any of my students, even my kids also. So we should never do like this also.
Excellent point you made, friends. Don't ever label a child that you are dull, or you will never pass. Or your brother was also like this, or your sister, or your parents, or anything. Because it has a tendency to stick to the child. That label and child begins to think himself or herself as the label suggests. So therefore, let's not label the students. We keep always encouraging. Encourage more and discourage never. Next slide, please. Friends, I think I need not stress this point too much. Teachers have to be the role model, epitome of values, of virtue and grace. Children, as I have already told you, they are observant. Not only observant, they imitate us. They imitate us. If we manipulate, they will learn to manipulate. If we tell lies, they will develop the habit of telling lies. If we are not punctual, they will not learn the habit of punctuality. If we are not patient, they will not be patient. If we get angry, they will develop the habit of getting. If we don't give them love, they will not be able to give love. So these are some of the things that we have to act as a role model. Never get angry on children. Don't ever demean them. Let's not use harsh words on them because then they will also use harsh words later on people, on their children, on their wife or spouse. All this will happen. We have to be extremely careful all the time. If we shout, they will know, they will learn that this is the only method of controlling people. So let's be careful that we don't demean children, we do not hurt their self-respect, self-esteem. We should keep giving them confidence. We should show compassion. I give you an example. If let's take the case of a couple with a couple of children. If the father beats the wife, or the wife abuses the father, her husband, or both of them criticize the neighbor, children are bound to learn the same thing. When the boy grows up, he will beat his wife. When the daughter grows up, she will abuse her husband. And they will also criticize their neighbor. So the teacher has to be careful about what type of language he uses, because they listen to us and they invite the children. So we have to be role models. They quickly sense what the teacher is like, whether the teacher is real or fake. They are very good judges of character. Next point, friends, next slide please. Rote learning is no learning. I need not mention, you all know our examinations are geared towards rote learning only. The questions are set in such a manner that children have to learn by heart and then vomit it out, regurgitate in the examination. But that is not education. That is no learning. In learning, let us engage children experiential learning. Give them different types of experiences of life. Take them out. Take them to factories. Take them to farms. Involve them in project work. Give something where they have to explore, where they are participating. If biology teacher is there, instead of just teaching, let the biology teacher ask the child, how if you soak the chana for 2-3 days and bring it to the class, then open the chana, let the child see, experiment, explore, project work. All these things should be done rather than ये रट्टा मार लो, ये examination में आएगा. Even in my school, even on these online classes, I supervise online classes also. I have seen my own teacher saying, ये बहुत important है, इसको याद कर लेना, ये एग्जाम में आएगा. और ये भी कह देती हैं कि मैं भी ये हाफ ईयरली में सेट करूँ. But this is not what education is. I keep advising them, but they are the products of the same system themselves. But I am talking to enlightened teachers. They will pass on the word and further also that it is an exploration. Education is an exploration, experiencing learning. Let me tell you, I have learned more by going to factories, going to temples, going to mosques, meeting people, visiting farms, than I learned up to my post-graduation. It has not been put to use that much, but other things have been put to use. That is education. Friends, continuing with what I was speaking, let me tell you my conviction. My conviction is subjects do not matter or do not matter much. Perhaps little bit of math, little bit of language, little bit of science will see you through life. But what is the importance of subjects? Otherwise, they don't matter. But learning those subjects, through those subjects, we reach certain level of thinking. That's the aim. We develop powers of thinking. to be able to distinguish between right and wrong, or what is to be taken, how to talk with people. Life skills are important rather than subjects. I give you the example of my own son. He was not very good in studies. Daughter was, but son was not. He barely managed to pass class 10. He did better at class 12. He did better still in his graduation. And he did his MBA from America. And he stood first in his class. Because he did not like the subjects in 10th class or 12th class. But when he reached MBA, he selected his own subject and he stood first there. But his actual quality was public relations. He ran a high-end restaurant in Canada, Indian restaurant. And any customer who came once to his restaurant would keep coming for years together because he would establish relationships. So these life skills become so important. So when we are teaching, could we also emphasize with the children that they develop their life skills? Life skills, I need not mention CBSE has actually defined the number of life skills to be able to use proper language, communicating, listening, various life skills are there to be able to honor the opposite opinion also, etc., etc. But I'll not go into that because then it will become very long. Now, next slide please. We teach too much. Friends, I was the principal of the school in Noida, APJ school. I don't know whether you are aware of APJ school or not, but have you heard the name of, have you heard the name of Lord Swarajpal? He is an MP in UK. They were 4 brothers. So these schools are run, it's the chain of schools and university also, they run these schools. So I was the principal of that school and a boy came after his O-levels from UK and joined my school. He was in class 11 and one day I was going in a round of the school and he met me in the corridor and I asked him, his name was Vikas. Vikas, how are you? Sir, I am fine, thank you. How is it going? I asked. He dilly-dally. I said, no, come on, tell me. He said, sir, here, teachers teach too much. Teachers teach too much. It is true that here we teach too much. We don't ask them to teach. Our aim is to teach, whether they learn or not is a different thing. Emphasis is on teaching rather than on learning. So I learned from there and I had to start teaching and I told them that training ensures learning rather than teaching. Don't teach too much. I very rarely in my life have solved a full question, full sum on the blackboard. I have left it half. The remaining they have to complete. If we keep teaching too much, it's a monologue and you see the picture of the child here, they get bored. Are you able to see the picture of the child? Yes, sir. They get bored. Everything, it has to be interactive. And we should keep ensuring in the class itself whether learning is taking place or not. Our aim should be we elicit from them, it will come from within them. That knowledge is there, they will come out. They are thinking people. So instead of like well-known thing, filling the bucket, it's not filling the bucket, it is drawing out from the child. So that is what this point is, that we should not teach too much, we should rather draw out from the child, let self-learning take place. That's important. Next slide,
We should not explain, actually we should knock the doors of the mind only.
let them, we elicit from them, let them come out. Ultimately, you will see definitions and explanations, total thing will come out from the children themselves if we have patience.
Yes, sir. And basically in India now, what I feel, because I have also had an exposure, one of the some teachers or parents from America. So what they said, see, there is not an application-based learning. We are lacking in application-based learning, and we have to focus much more on application-based. We are on theoretical part more of.
Friends, you are all aware about multiple intelligences. Are you?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Just to remind you, multiple intelligences, please. Read it. There are 9 multiple intelligences. Can you read or shall I read? Linguistic, verbal. Some are good at languages. Analytical, that is logic. Some students are good at it. That is cognitive. Spatial, that is visual. Kinesthetic, that is body. Some are good in sports. Rhythmic, some are good at music. Interpersonal, that means public relations, as my son was or is. Interpersonal, some begin to think, that means how you deal with yourself, thinking of philosophy and religion and these types of, what is the purpose of life in this interpersonal. Naturalistic, about the environment, about nature. And then exactly this. Some people begin to think, what is the purpose of life? Where have we come from? Where do we go? This type of things, the philosophical mind. These are 9 different intelligences which our Gardner propounded. So when we are teaching, let's be careful and not expect excellent academic results only. Who knows the marks of Virat Kohli? These days, but he is well known all over the world, almost the best batsman. Lata Mangeshkar, Asha Bhonsle, Shreya Ghoshal, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. Who knows their marks? What subjects they were good at? But they were good at thinking. Original idea. They experimented. 90 shoes. Do you know where we started from 90 shoes? From the boot of a car. कार के बूट में से शूज बेटे शूज किए थे उसने 90 का ब्रांड बन गया. They have ideas. Ideas come when we encourage that every child has the 3, 4 or 3 intelligences. If we encourage those intelligences, every child is bound to flourish. I mentioned to you that my son hardly managed to pass class 10, but he is extremely successful in Canada. Now he is into real estate and he can sell sand at the beach required. He is so convincing with people. So, these are the qualities which we should keep in mind that when we are teaching children, everybody cannot be academically brilliant, they can be good at 2, 3 things. And they do well in life. Friends, now I ask you, imagine yourself retiring after 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and whatever number of years are left. What would you like your principal or your colleague to talk about you in the farewell part? What would you like your
So we are so mesmerized the way you're talking, we have been just trying to understand how well and how much of experience you have and how much your input you're giving to inspire the teachers. Well, answering to your question, I would want people to tell me that she was a giver, that she has taught, she has done much for the society, for the children, and she has made lives of many children.
Yes. You next, please.
I would like, yes. Sir, I would like my students to remember me, spreading happiness and, not going behind the rat race and all that. Enjoy what you are doing. So I would like my students to remember that, yes, ma'am has taught us to enjoy whatever we have got in life rather than going for, rat race and all that stuff. So,
Okay.
so I want to be an inspiring kind of teacher.
I would have asked other people also, but since paucity of time, I will mention what I would like my chairman to talk about me. And that is, he should say that Mr. Arora produced inspired souls. He taught
That I want to say that.
You want to say the same
That's
thing?
my answer.
Yes.
Yes, sir, that's the answer. How many souls I touch actually?
Yes. Then he should say Mr. Arora taught children how to learn, learning to learn. Then I instilled in my students an indomitable spirit, never to give up, keep trying, persevering, impeccable character. Mr. Arora insisted on impeccable character. Complete integrity. These were the qualities Mr. Arora insisted, expected, and tried to inculcate in his students. Justice and fair play. Life guided by principles. Go by the whistle. You understand the meaning of go by the whistle? Yes, when the match is going on, game is going on, there is whistle. One has to follow the rules of the game. Then each child was propelled by higher noble goals. And they did not need outside stimulation, they were self-driven. These were some of the things which I would like my chairman to talk about me, that Mr. Arora followed these principles and tried to teach his students these things. Friends, we come toward the end of this 1 or 2 points left. While we are teaching, finally see that the whole child is well, holistic health. Not one aspect, otherwise the personality will remain dwarfed. I can tell you from my experience, I have seen there are children who got A+ in life, A+ in school, and yet slumped in life, failed in life miserably. So, holistic education, life skills are very important, and they should be taught to children. They should be, these are some of the things which I have mentioned. Life skills are also very important. to be able to listen to people, to be able to entertain a new idea. These are some of the things which are included in holistic education. Enduring values, these are very important. Critical thinking and inventive thinking, these are required. They should be able to think for themselves. They should be able to distinguish between right and wrong, good and bad. These are some of the things which are required. Life skills also I have mentioned to you. Communicating effectively, listening patiently, respect for elders, empathy, concern for the poor, old, sick, needy, interpersonal relations, stress management, emotion management, anger management. A teacher has 5-fold commitment. And what are those 5 commitments? To the pupil, he should understand the psyche of each student, how she or he learns best. Second, to her subject, she should possess sound knowledge of the subject. She should be enthusiastic about it and be able to arouse interest and communicate effectively. Third, responsibility, third commitment of the teacher is to the society. She must think and act in a manner which ensures the greater good of all, for she herself is involved in shaping mankind. Then, to her noble profession, she has to be excited and must enjoy her work and should be able to sustain the preeminent exalted position of his or her calling. And to herself, life becomes meaningless, friends, when our faith, hope, convictions, and dreams perish. Living is not about sagging spirit, but a trust in ourselves. So, a teacher should keep refining herself to have a lasting effect on her students. I conclude with the Shakespeare quotation from his tragedy Hamlet. These are gems of wisdom, friends. Polonius gives this advice to his son, and this is the advice I will give to the teacher. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. That means if you are true to yourself, then you can't be wrong with any person. In a nutshell, I'll say every evening stand in front of the mirror and see whether you are meeting the best person. And you meet the best person, then you look into the mirror and ask yourself this question, ask that person in front of you in the mirror. Have I been useful to society? Have I done some good this day? Have I lived well? Have I touched the lives of my children in a nice manner? Have they grown? Have I grown up? With these, the answers will come by themselves. You already are a very good teacher. You will become an excellent teacher. With these words, friends, I bring this webinar to a close. I will end with 2-3 Urdu couplets and listen about teachers. And these Urdu couplets are, listen to them and enjoy. About teachers, जहाँ रहेगा वहीं रोशनी करेगा, जहाँ रहेगा वही रोशनी करेगा, क्योंकि चिराग का कोई बना नहीं। You place the candle of the diya anywhere, it will be done. You place the teacher anywhere, it will give light to its students. दूसरा शेर है, सुनिए, इसको भी बता दीजिए। हो अंधेरा अगर तो रोशन कर दे अपने नूर से, हो अंधेरा अगर तो रोशन कर दे अपने नूर से, राह भटका हो तो कोई मैं भी देखे दूर से। आपको बताइए उर्दू का
जी जी
इतनी रोशनी आपकी हो।
हाँ सर, आई थी।
जी समझ आई?
हाँ जी सर, समझ में आई है।
इतनी हो कि दूर से देखने वाला भी उसको अपना रास्ता दिख जाए। That is what a teacher is. And with these, I bring this to a close. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And in the beginning, I said that when I am in the company of teachers, educationists, I am in heaven. So from heaven, now back to earth. Thank you.
Thank you sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful journey with you. Sir, it's an amazing session. We just love it.
Thank you very much and God bless you.
That was a very insightful session that we had today. For more such interesting sessions and Q&As, you can log on to the enn.com and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. Also, make sure to like, share and subscribe to our channel. For now, signing off, Nitya Krishnamurthy.